Welcome to this edition of the Forum. I'm your host, Sheila Evans. We have a great show in store for you today with an outstanding lineup of guests. We get our show started today by talking with Denise Angevine, New Hanover County Schools Enrollment Specialist. She will give us all the details on the enrollment options for the 2018-19 school year. Then we're joined by Dennis Cabasco, an associate professor at UNCW. Regional Science Olympiad is rapidly approaching, and he gives us all the details on this year's competition. And finally, we welcome Daryl Dockery, Executive Director of RAP. He will tell us about the program and its upcoming events and how you at home can support it. We've got a great edition of the Forum for you. We'll get started right after this short break.
Make 'em laugh, make 'em laugh. Don't you know everyone wants to laugh? My dad said, be an actor, my son, but be a comical one. They'll be standing in lines for those old honky-tonk monkey shines. You could study Shakespeare and be quite elite, and you could charm the critics and have nothing to eat. Just slip on a banana peel, the world's at your feet. Make 'em laugh, make 'em laugh, make 'em laugh.
I am joined by Denise Angevine. She's an enrollment specialist with New Hanover County Schools, and we're here to talk about kindergarten registration. So Denise, give us everything we need to know.
All right, I will. We will begin registering the kindergartners class of 2031.
Oh my Lord.
March the 1st through March the 16th. That time frame is very important if you are planning to apply for a year-round school or one of our magnet schools.
Okay.
Let's see, children must be 5 by August the 31st, 2018 to be eligible for kindergarten. Parents will register their students at their assigned district school, and if they need to know what that is, we have a map online on our website, or they're welcome to call me. My name and number should be scrolling on the bottom of this screen. Documents parents will need to bring. We will need parents to bring their certified birth certificate for their child, the child's immunization record, even if it's not complete,
Okay.
proof of residence, which we would like a current property tax statement or a current lease agreement, a photo ID of the legal parent, so we can assure that we are registering a correct child with a correct parent, and then any custody documents the parent may have.
Okay. Now, as far as that certified birth certificate, speak to that just a little bit more.
Sure. We need the certified birth certificate, not the mother's copy. We want it certified by the state. They can get that at the Register of the Deeds office in the county the child was born. I did not have one for my child, and I had to go get a couple, so it's totally understandable if they don't have it, but they can get it. It's very easy to get. If they don't have it, they can go ahead and register and then just let the school know they're working on it.
Okay.
Other information that they need to know is that all students entering kindergarten must have a health assessment.
Okay.
And actually that law has changed now that all students entering public school for the first time from out of state must have a health assessment.
Really?
But yes, it changed 2 years ago, but everybody entering kindergarten must have one.
Right.
The school will provide them with that form, and they need to have it completed before school starts.
Okay. And they can even do that at the health department.
Exactly. The health department will set up appointments, and that information is included in their packet when they register. We have a understanding memo that they signed that gives all that information.
Very nice.
Yes. Yes. So as we said, between March the 1st and March the 16th, they will register, and if they are interested in year-round or magnet or even open choice, those applications are available at the school and online at our New Hanover County School webpage.
So they apply to their districted school, and then if they want, say, Coddington or something, that's a separate
Yes, they don't apply to their district school, they just go register at their district school and then submit an application for any of our choice options they may choose.
Okay. Are they all lottery based at this point?
Yes, they are. Open choice is based on space availability. If we have space, we have to do a lottery. If we have more applicants than we do spaces available. But to get into kindergarten to either year-round or the magnet schools, it is a true blind lottery. So,
and about when does that happen generally?
Well, we assure the parents that they will know by the end of April for the initial lottery draw.
Gotcha.
We'd like to go ahead and get that out so that
they can plan.
Exactly, that is exactly right, so they would know. I don't have any additional information, but I wanted to make sure that all parents know that our website, which is www.nhcs.net, has a blue Parents tab, and there is a plethora of information on there for parents. And all of my information is under a tab called Enrollment and Student Assignment Information.
Okay.
So I've got a timeline out there, all sorts of information, and beginning March 1, all of the applications will be online as well.
Okay. Now, do they turn them in online or do they bring them to the school?
They can do it either way.
Oh, okay.
We can do them online, or they can take them directly to the school or send them directly to me, which is what I prefer. I would not want the school to be responsible for an application getting lost.
Okay.
So the parents should just turn them in directly to me or fill it out online.
Okay. And as far as getting you like a certified birth certificate, do they scan that into email, or you're talking about you want the physical copy?
Well, no, they take the original copy to the school when they register.
Gotcha.
The school will make a copy of the certified birth certificate
Gotcha.
and return everything to the
So
parent.
they have it.
They do.
Gotcha.
They do.
Now, as far as the custody orders and such, if parents have literally 50-50 custodial situation, week on, week off, how does that work?
We've got an affidavit for parents that share true joint 50-50 custody, because it happens a lot.
It does. I work with it all the time.
And the parents have to just submit in writing what their what address they're going to use for school assignment. We use an affidavit for that. So it's very simple, the custody agreement, and they both come to the school, fill out the affidavit, and we're good to go.
Very good. That makes sense.
It does. It does.
What are the hiccups you usually encounter?
My biggest hiccup is parents, what we talked about, turning their application into the school, and the school maybe not getting it to me in a timely manner. To be included in that initial lottery draw for year-round and magnet school, everything has to happen in that 2-week time frame, the 1st through the 16th. They have to register for kindergarten and get the application to our office.
Where is your office?
My
if
office.
They want to hand it to you.
I'm at 6410
Okay.
Carolina Beach Road. Can hand it to me directly, or just give it to the lady at the front desk. She has a folder for me. That's about the biggest hiccup, truly, that we have.
And can you take the bus down there?
You can.
Okay, so
Wave does go that far. So
yes, I think I remember when that started to happen.
yes, it does. It does. So we're looking forward to kindergarten registration, ready to get kindergarten started.
Okay, great. So March 1st through the 16th are the big dates.
That's right.
Make sure it gets to the Carolina Beach Road
Yes.
area. School would be convenient, but this way you know it happens, especially with the year-round or the open choice.
That's correct.
Very good. Well, Denise, thanks for updating us on all that. And
Certainly.
hopefully all that stuff comes your way.
I'm sure it will. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. We'll return in a few minutes right after these messages.
Your company can join these local businesses in offering students with disabilities the much-needed experience to compete in today's job market.
To see the kids every day come in and certainly have a sense of accomplishment and do a job well done, it's very enriching to not only the kids but also to all of us around here.
For young people with disabilities, participating in mentoring programs, job shadowing, and internships are great ways to make them stand out among other job applicants.
I'd say it's kind of a win-win. I mean, not only you're doing the right thing for the community and these kids, but you're also allowing them to grow and get the skills necessary to be successful in the future.
Internships serve as skill-building tools for students to obtain vital career development. If your business would like more information on how it can benefit from adding a student intern from New Hanover County Schools to its roster, please contact the Special Education Department now at 254-4445.
They're doing a fantastic job and we couldn't be happier.
My next guest is here to talk about Regional Science Olympiad. I'm joined by Dr. Dennis Kubasco. He is an associate professor at UNCW and responsible for Regional Science Olympiad.
That is correct. I co-direct the Science Olympiad with Katie Martin at New Hanover County Schools. Okay. And the two of us have been doing this for a bunch of years now, but every year it's as exciting as the next.
Cool. What do we need to know about this year?
Well, we're going to be, again, back on UNCW's campus on Saturday, March 10th. Olympiad, the competition itself starts at 8:30. The events actually end at 3 o'clock. And then we take about an hour break to make sure we grade all of the scores, and we get prepared for an award ceremony that starts at 4, and will be televised till 6 o'clock, about approximately 6 o'clock. That event will take place in Trask Coliseum. We've outgrown a lot of the buildings
Right.
at UNCW. And the hope is that we'll probably put anywhere between 2,000 and 2,500 people in the stands, and everybody will be cheering
Yeah, it's
rabidly for an academic event. It's
so fun.
wonderful.
So let's back up. For viewers who don't know what Science Olympiad is, can you just give us a rough idea?
Absolutely. We'll have Science Olympiad is a STEM-infused student competition where students work in teams and they work individually. If they work individually, sometimes they're paired up. They'll compete in testing-based events. Sometimes it's as simple as paper and pencil, but most times it's either a lab practical exam, it's an engineering-based event where they're building something, breaking something, possibly blowing something up, solving problems. It's a wide variety. There's 46 total events that are running concurrently. 23 of those events middle school students participate in,
Nice.
and 23 high school students participate in, which creates a huge need for volunteers and content area expertise. And we're fortunate at UNCW that we've got students, staff, and faculty that participate.
Okay. We talked about it being on campus. It starts at 8:30 on March 10th. You talked about things running concurrently. What does it look like when you walk up on campus?
Well, when you walk up on campus, a lot of our folks who are more than welcome to come that day, bring their kids with them, take a look at what's happening in Trask Coliseum. They're the best events for students to kind of sit in the stands and watch. And you'll see students testing their hovercrafts, solving a Mission Possible event. There's our flying events, which includes Right Stuff for our middle school kids and helicopters for our high school kids. There's electric buggy. There's these electric vehicles that students will test. So across the gymnasium floor, you'll see a variety of different areas where students will be competing, and we call those our walk-in events. They're our engineering-based events. And Hoggard Lawn is where we do our bottle rocket-based events, or at least our shooting events. And this year, it's not our traditional bottle rocket event. It's actually called Ping Pong Parachute.
Okay.
So it's going to be a really, really interesting event. It's the first time we're running it, and anytime we do something for the first time, it's always more exciting than maybe some of our more traditional events like Towers or Disease Detective, where they're always going to be there, and we always know what to expect.
Right. Anything else new?
Herpetology's new this year, reptiles and amphibians. We have Duct Tape Challenge coming back again this year, an event called Potions and Poisons, which is looking at household chemicals in a chemistry type of environment. And so students will be testing using some tools that they're going to bring with them for that day.
Okay. And we talk about some of the more popular ones.
Sure. The shooting-based events are always the most fun. The forensics event and for the high school and the science crime busters for the middle school, that's always a very popular event. Disease Detective will look at a variety of different interpretations that kids make on graphical representation of data. And Duct Tape Challenge, while it's relatively new, it's only about 3 or 4 years old, has really grown in importance. And Write It, Do It is the event that is probably one of our most highly participated event, and that's where students will see some type of model, and they'll be given materials to rebuild that model. And so one student will write the actual directions for how to build that model. They'll take the models away, and then the other student will be basically given the past student's directions and a folder full of materials to build the model from the directions.
Oh, wow.
And those two students who are participating can't communicate with each other until after the event. And that's always a fun event. Kids love that.
Why do you think this is important?
I honestly think that our teachers do a phenomenal job in the schools teaching to the standard course of study. But I also think that we provide those ancillary or those peripheral opportunities where kids can really put into practice what they're learning in schools. So every single event is linked to the standard course of study. It is an opportunity for all of our kids to come to campus, and I call it geeking out because they can all geek out in an environment where they're communicating with kids just like themselves at other schools. And so the value of all of this is for them to geek out, to participate in all of these STEM-infused events with content area experts. Like UNCW faculty and staff. We have a slew of General Electric engineers that come and help all of the events in Trask Coliseum. Corning engineers are there.
Right.
We have a variety of different volunteers from New Hanover County Schools, Brunswick County Schools, Pender County Schools. So it's an incredibly exciting day. The kids benefit in a lot of different ways where they can, you know, engage in these STEM-infused opportunities that they wouldn't maybe get the opportunity to do so otherwise. And they do it in a competitive but yet safe as well as supportive environment.
Right. And this has been going on all year. They've been working on this stuff, right?
Many kids will have been working for years in their event.
Okay.
So they will compete in the same event. If they were a ninth grader,
okay, gotcha.
they could have competed and maybe not done well, and they'll grow in that event.
Gonna get it next time.
They'll get it next time. And so some will be returning seniors who may have won the event last year. And so they have been working on some of these events in some cases for 4 years. And in other cases, we'll have schools that show up, and this may be the first time they're taking part in Science Olympiad. So they're not quite sure what to expect. So we have a broad diversity or a broad range of student experiences at a regional event like this, which makes it so exciting. And of course, our winners do go to the state competition in Raleigh, and they can win a $500 scholarship if they win their event and they're a junior or senior at UNCW.
Right.
And then they can go to Raleigh, and then they'll compete more for scholarships there underneath the NC State banner.
Right, gotcha. So Saturday, March 10th.
Saturday, March 10th.
8:30?
And 8:30, and I do want to at least make sure that I hit on a couple of our sponsors because it is critically important that we mention them.
Okay.
But General Electric, we couldn't do this without
Right.
them. So the GE engineers are phenomenal. We have a new sponsor this year. Our new sponsor is STEM Labs,
Okay.
And it's a new organization that's here in Wilmington,
Okay.
And they provide STEM-based experiences for children K through 12.
Great. Saturday, March 10th, busy day.
Going to be a great day.
Okay, I'll be back in a few minutes right after these messages.
Get connected with your school system. Your School News covers news that matters for parents, guardians, and greater New Hanover County. Stories about preparing students for success in a changing world. Stories where students are achievers.
Internship, we pretty much made a vehicle from spare parts, and at first we made it so it just moved, and then we made it so it was an electrical vehicle.
Stories of teaching where every child yearns to learn.
Today is all about STEAM. STEAM is kind of the key word to tying art into science, technology, engineering, and math.
Your School News brings viewers more than 8 hours of school news and information, reporting on what's happening in the district, what students are learning, how the school system operates, and beyond. Your School News, only on this channel.
I am joined by two gentlemen with RAP. That's Wilmington's Residential Adolescent Achievement Place. To my close left, I have Daryl Dockery, Executive Director. To my far left, Will Merkel, Meghan Markle, must be in my brain. You hear that every day, but Merkel. And he is a UNCW student intern, correct?
Yes.
Tell us about RAP and your mission and what you do.
Well, RAP is an award-winning nonprofit youth organization. Our mission is to bridge the educational and social gaps that exist amongst youth, families, and communities. Basically, what we're trying to do is bring together parents, schools, community stakeholders, etc., to actually address some of those common issues, particular after-school services. And so what we've done is incorporate the community at large in terms of our program operation. And that's why this involvement with our interns in UNCW as well as Cape Fear has been so successful.
Okay, so the focus is on after school.
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay. Tell us about some of the experiences that you've had.
Well, RAP has been in existence now for 10 years. And so we're very excited about the future as well as our previous supporters and what we've done in the community. Community involvement is the key to our program success. We've received national and statewide recognition for impacting the lives of kids.
Nice.
A lot of the families view RAP more than an after-school program. It's a safe place where their kids can come to in a structured environment, learn and grow and be amongst their peers. And so we have dedicated staff, tons of volunteers, a lot of interaction with the schools that we work with as well as the local colleges. And so it just, it's been a great experience. A lot of the kids enjoy it, and we hope to keep it going on for many years to come.
Very good. Well, let's jump over to you. Tell me about some of your experiences with RAP.
They've been really great
Okay.
because I've been learning what is involved in a after-school / nonprofit organization.
Okay.
Having to learn how to plan, deliver, and go and see what Daryl here does on a daily basis, dealing with community
Right.
and all the other stuff, including the food bank, since we're also a kids cafe as well.
It's pretty cool, isn't it, the Kids Cafe
Yeah.
idea? Do you get to work with the students one-on-one very often?
Yes, I'm also part of a group of them, so I'm having to balance between doing a group activities and individual. So like if there's if they all, because we all do their homework as well, not necessarily do it, but help them with it. Sometimes if there's multiple kids having the same problem, I have to work with all of them.
Small group?
Small group.
Nice.
Or say they're all done, but other people at different tables still working. I have to find ways to keep them engaged.
Gotcha. Is that the toughest part of all of it?
Toughest part would be when I was starting off, having to learn all their different learning styles, because I would rotate to different tables.
Gotcha.
And each kid has a different learning style that works best for them, and first little bit was trying to
Identify what worked best for them?
Yeah.
And you're spending a lot of hours there, right?
Yeah.
I think you told me off camera it's like 480 hours that you're going to end up spending there.
Yeah.
They're lucky to have you. So, Daryl, tell me about the activities, where you're located, that kind of thing.
Well, we're located at, we operate out of Freedom Waste Ministries. That's 1952 Dawson Street here in the city of Wilmington.
Oh, okay. Yes.
And but
kind
we
of around
have
the curve, right?
Correct.
I was there. Not too
Dawson
long
Street
ago.
Extension.
Yeah.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And the normal activities that we provide, we have a Kids Cafe program, which is sponsored through the North Carolina Food Bank. And basically what that is, we provide food and nutrition education, as well as, of course, nutritious snacks, physical activity related activities. We do a lot with the parents. And so that's been a wonderful program. We also have education research modules in math and science and English. So the kids are actually getting some good opportunities to get some of that remediation after school with the adults and with the volunteers and with the program teachers. We also have a number of other activities that deal with their social behaviors in terms of getting kids to not only just improve academically, but socially as well. But the biggest thing I've gotten out of all these programming activities is that personal involvement is the key to academic and social change. You gotta have individuals who are willing to meet the kids where they are and provide the leadership and the guidance from the beginning process to the end. And I think that's why the parents and the students who are involved in RAP really enjoy it, because it's really hands-on.
Now you talked about some of the modules. So that's a little more than just going down and sitting down and doing homework, yes?
Oh yes, yes, yes. It's more of an interactive applied learning.
Nice.
And so they learn a lot about the fundamentals of that particular topic. We have a Hire Me curriculum that talks about job preparedness and work ethic and skill building, those type of things. We have a Sing, Spell, Read, Write language arts program where it incorporates the different learning styles and behaviors of the kids. So everybody's different, everybody learns different. And so within that curriculum, it displays all of that. And so everybody gets a chance to work at their own pace, but still gain the fundamentals that's needed to learn how to read properly. So again, we utilize a lot of research modules, but we adapt it to our learning environment, our situation, and our, at our site.
Nice.
And it works. And we utilize a lot of the volunteers from UNCW and Cape Fear Community College to incorporate that.
Well, that's cool. Well, more than sitting down, getting the homework done, putting it away,
yes.
and
Oh,
very
yes.
nice.
Oh, yes.
And you have some upcoming events?
Well, we are currently going to have a Are You Listening Youth Summit. This is something we started 2 years ago. We do this 3 times a year, so in the next month or so we'll be having another one. It's a chance for adolescents to talk about adolescent issues. So they're going to be talking about, early sexual activity. They're going to talk about career choices, college, peer pressure, drugs, etc. And what we try to do is create an informal, laid-back atmosphere where they can talk freely, and for the adults and stakeholders to actually listen to what the kids are experiencing. We also will have a youth panel discussion, youth entertainment, fun games for everyone. So it's a great opportunity for kids to just get together and showcase their talent, their skills, their concerns, etc. The other thing that we're going to be hosting is a Cruising for Kids charity car raffle fundraiser. We started this, we kicked it off in February, and it will run until next November the 10th at 2018. We teamed up with D&E Mitsubishi dealership here in Wilmington, and we're going to be actually raising funds for area nonprofits so that they can fill in some of those financial gaps and address some of their needs. But it's also an opportunity for community-based organizations and nonprofits to meet some of their operational budget concerns.
Sure.
There's a lot of nonprofits in Wilmington. There's a lot of nonprofits who are struggling. And so this is an opportunity, if they have a special project or a need, they actually can become ticket agents and sell tickets and raise funds for their individual organizations. And so all they have to do is call RAP at 392-6007, and we can register them, and they can actually raise funds for their organization.
Gotcha.
And this is through the partnership with D&E Mitsubishi.
Gotcha. And the same phone number if they want to volunteer for the program.
Correct, 392-6007.
Well, Dara and Will, thanks for coming by and sharing the information and keeping us up to date on what RAP's up to. And we'll be back in a few minutes right after these messages.
Start your day with New Hanover County Schools, The Morning Show. This Rise and Shine program will put a smile on your face and a spring in your step. Best of all, you'll start the day a little smarter, knowing more about our district leaders and teachers, discovering new frontiers in science and technology, and getting the latest school news from across the district. New Hanover County Schools, The Morning Show, educating all viewers to achieve today and tomorrow in a global community. Only on this channel.
We hope you've enjoyed our program today. If you would like more information on enrolling in New Hanover County Schools, you can contact Denise Angevine at 251-2929. You can also visit the school system's website at www.nhcs.net. Regional Science Olympiad is Saturday, March 10th. It will be held at UNCW. You can watch many of the events at Trask Coliseum or tune into New Hanover County School TV's live coverage starting at noon right here. To learn more about RAP or to support their program, you can visit their website at nc-wraap.com. You can also call Daryl Dockery at 392-6007. Now, if you ever have any questions about the topics we discussed here today, please call the school system's Public Relations Office at 254-4180. I'm Sheila Evans, and thanks for joining me today.